Thought I'd just do a quick video on this Samsung sustain board that I'm repairing for a PS43 E450. It's one of these single layer Y sustains with the combined energy recovery circuits. So if that circuit fails, it can kill the X sustain at the same time. But luckily that hasn't failed on this one. It's a LJ41 10136A. Fixed quite a few of these things. They're pretty easy actually, to be fair. There's not many parts on them. Only this one can go. These two. Them two caps. And some stuff on the back. So if you're wondering what's happened here, these are the faulty parts that I've removed. I actually tried this board once and it didn't work, and then I realised that another part was faulty, so I've ordered that and I'm about to install that. We'll see if it works after that, because so far nothing else I can test is faulty. So the first thing I found faulty is this one. No, it wasn't. Not none of that. It's this one. I'll spin it around again. It's Q5017, which is an FDG 4536. I actually had this in stock for about the last 10 years, so slapped that straight on and it didn't work. But this had shorted out. It's in gate to drain. So that is this one. I'll show you that in a second. I'll actually test it on video for you, give you a bit more insight to what I'm doing. So that was shorted. The resistors are good. The controller tests good. There's nothing else in this circuit that really tests faulty. Replace that. Tried to power up the board, it wouldn't work. So did a bit more testing. This one was leaky. I actually have this off a salvage for the replacement. Somehow I had it in my parts box, so this isn't a brand new part. I'm guessing this is off one of these boards. I'm sorry, I think it's this one. So I'm actually going to use a salvage part. But yeah, one of these was shorted. Well, not fully shorted, but it was leaky. So you can't have that on a high voltage circuit, it's not going to work. It was this one, the first one. So replace that, and also notice that that cap there, which I think I've put a 470 PF 1 kV. See, that was also blown out. I don't know where that is. I think I've thrown it away in the original part. So yeah, replace that. Tried the new one in there, it still didn't work. So then I was a bit stuck for a bit. I was wondering what else is faulty, and the final part that I tested faulty is this diode here, D115. That was leaky, which is this guy, which is SF10A400 HD, which is a diode, and it has reverse voltage on it. It's not dead short, I'll show you that. So the TV would power up and then shut off the VS, and that's probably why. So I actually powered up the TV with these two out as well, just for testing purposes, and I realised that the fault was in this circuit still, which connects to this one that was shorted originally. So I don't really know what happened here. Maybe the diode went leaky originally, and that's what blew this out. Who knows? So yeah, 3 faulty parts. This one, the diode, and this, or sorry, 4, and the capacitor. I took this one out just for testing as well, just to ensure that that wasn't leaky. It tests okay, so it's going back in. I'm going to put that diode back on, and also there's a FET here that I've took off for testing, which is this one. This is okay. So that's also going back in the circuit. So we're going to solder all that into place, and hopefully the sustain board isn't going to blow up, it's going to turn on, and You can hopefully adjust some panel voltages, get this panel looking nice and good, and hopefully probably only make about 40 quid on it because it's a plasma and nobody wants plasmas these days. I actually own this TV. It was originally a repair, but I had the E450 in stock at the same time, which has a few more features on it. And I ended up just swapping that, doing a part exchange for this TV. So that's how I got this piece of crap. So I'm going to install the diode and the rest of the parts. Actually, I'll set the camera up and show you testing them real quick. And hopefully that's going to fix this board. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show you how to test, or how I've tested these. The first one is the transistor, or the MOSFET, FDG. I had these in stock for quite a few years. I must have replaced quite a few of them. So you can see the meter. So you see there, dead short. And that's not meant to be. If you reverse the leads, it's the same thing. You're not meant to have that, but the other pin is okay. It's not shorted. I think the other pin's actually the gate. I don't know. I can't be arsed figuring it out. So that was shorted. These two are good. There's no point really testing them. This is the other MOSFET that I took off. That is okay. I'm not really sure what the part is on that. I can't really read it. It's got some of that nasty gluey stuff that Samsung put on everything. But the main part that was the tricky one to find is this diode, the original SF 10A400. It's definitely a 10A400. Yeah, 10A400, SF 10A400. So I'm going to show you how this is faulty. I'm trying to show you the part number though, so you definitely know it's that. See that? So that's the original diode, and this is what we have. So we're going to put the cathode is the tab at the back. Oh, I've done it now, haven't I? So the cathode is the tab at the back, which you're meant to have a voltage drop of about 0.5 typically for a diode like this. Ultra fast recovery. So the two front pins, I believe, the anode. As you can see, we have a voltage drop with the red lead on the back and the black lead on the front. Okay, I'm going to spin it around. Black lead on the back, red lead on the front. It doesn't matter which one on the front because they're both shorted together. You get 302, yeah? Just show you that the front two are shorted. Let's, you see, they're both connected together. They're meant to be. You check the data sheet. So yeah, we get a diode reading from both the front legs to the back. Not dead short. You reverse it. Whoops. Flip it over even. And we get that. You're not meant to have that. That's a problem. So that's that one. So here's the new one. Brand new one. SF 10A400. And we get, oh, wrong way. Anode, red. This is what we get here. About 0.5 of a volt drop. Ta-da. Obviously the two fronts still short. But we get, I've done it wrong again. Exactly what you should get on the diode. You reverse the leads, you get absolutely nothing. Ta-da. So that's the fault. We're gonna get it installed and we're gonna test. The only reason I didn't find that straight away is because that diode is obviously with that MOSFET there as well, and when I was testing it I was sort of like, ah, that's a normal reading because of that MOSFET, but then afterwards I was like, ah, This isn't normal. One of them, it took a good hour to find it. One of those. Because I'm looking for dead shorts normally. Like on these boards, when parts fail, they're normally dead short. So you can just go beep, beep, beep. Sweet, found it, replace it. This diode looks like it was replaced as well, but I only took it out of circuit. So, because I thought that was shorted originally, not the FET. That's it. I'm going to repair this board. Just a quick once over of the board now that I'm done. Check this one now, and there's a good reading now. I actually put it in the position of D5116 because the pads are the same. People are going to cry like, oh, it's closer to that, so it's going to get hotter and fail. It'll be fine. I just didn't want to have to scrape that epoxy off because I'm lazy. So replace that diode, D5116. This transistor, or this MOSFET, Q5017. Replace this one, Q5006, is that? Or Q5000. Replace the capacitor, C5092. What am I actually put in here? So check it. 4711 kV. So that's what I put in there. Got those two back on. As you can see, the solder is flowed. See on them rivets, you can see it's flowed properly. Some thermal paste. Non-conductive. Make sure you don't. I remember years ago I did a video of it's actually one of those, a Q96, and I put Arctic silver on the power supply, which obviously is not a good idea. Never had an issue with it, but now that I realise that, it's like, uh-oh. So silicon thermal paste only. Obviously that was about 10 years ago now anyway, so yeah, good luck. And as well, I thought it'd be funny to show you the screwdriver that I've used pretty much for a lot of sustain boards to get these screws out. See how it's like bent into shape, like, and you can just easily get a grip of the screws without damaging the coils or anything. It's a bit harder to get through the camera, but yeah, you can see that it's been used on a lot of sustain boards. Alright, got everything back together, and we are going to do the explosion test. I hate testing these plasmas. In fact, all plasmas after you've done repairs to like transistors and that, because it's high power stuff, and if it goes wrong, it's going to go bang. And sometimes, you know, you've missed something ever so slightly and it blows up the whole circuit again. So he did say it went bang as well when it first died, which was the blue capacitor at the top. It's dead. It's on, but it's dead. And that control light, that's not meant to be flashing, that's low, isn't it? Yeah, we should be hearing some buzzing sounds. There's no explosions, which is good, I guess. That's on 600. And we have 10 volts on VS. Do you think that that's going to work like that? Yeah. Do you think that? It's not gonna. So why is VS dead? Is it even starting VS now is the question. It is. It's trying to, and then it's dropping out. You check the VS on the Y sus, the X sus. That's sound. That's a ground, sorry. So it's probably going to be something that's not working properly. I mean, it hasn't blown up, which is a good sign. Well, it's not a good sign actually, because it makes it harder. And I hate messing with high voltage stuff. It's not fun. We actually have some test points on the Y sus, so we're gonna. That one, that's the VE. That appears okay. Why isn't it collapsing though? That's weird. Has VS collapsed? VS has, yeah. So why is it? It's SVT-VE. Oh, it is collapsing. I don't know what happened then. Maybe it just stayed on longer. So yeah, the VE's working. V-scan tried to come up, and you see it's collapsing. SVT, so this is actually the circuit that we repaired, I believe. Dead. SVT-Y out and SVT-YG we repaired as well. And they're dead. So that's the circuit we repaired. We didn't repair. We just pretended to. Yeah, you see? Nothing. Nothing on that circuit that we repaired. So there's still a fault on the Y-sus. That's the conclusion from that. We fixed nothing. So, more than likely, what I'm thinking right now is maybe there's a resistor or an IC that's faulty, not a FET or anything, or like a power component, but more like the control side of things maybe is faulty, because I have had that where there's ICs faulty as well as transistors on this board. And it's not fun because it's high voltage, you've got to be careful. I advise testing stuff out of circuit. Just with your meter, it's a lot more safer, and it can be faster at times, but obviously if you can't find a fault, then you probably are going to have to turn it on. I'll try and turn on certain circuits with like a bench power supply or something, just to see if you can get that part of the circuit running and then follow it down the line. Yeah, so either way, right now there's a fault. That test point is the circuit that I've repaired. That circuit is still bad, evidently. It doesn't even start, and the TV shuts down, so there's still a fault there. I'm thinking maybe the IC that controls Q5, I don't know what it was, Q5017 or whatever. So, yeah, we'll carry on. Nice. We'll let it discharge though first. I mean, VS will probably be dead by now, because everyone always cries and craps their pants over like stuff like this. But yeah, VS is totally dead right now. So you can just safely unplug these. The filter caps on the Y-sus won't be charged. They'll be instantly drained. So we can take the board out and we can carry on testing. That's basically it. I don't know why I'm ranting, but yeah, I'm just pissed off now. Alright, so Q5017 shorted out again. The controller seems to test okay with a meter, as far as I can see. But if that shorts out again, I am going to be finding out why there's a reverse junction on one of these pins, because maybe it isn't right. I'm not checking the data sheet because I don't care. I'm chucking parts at it and hoping it works. I don't care about this TV. I just want to see what happens, really. Obviously, if this was a customer's TV, I'd be looking into things a bit further, but at the minute, this is just a on-the-side project. So yeah, replace that one again, and we're going to send it again, because originally when I replaced that, I just replaced that, didn't realise the diode was gone, so yeah, I powered it up, so it could be damaged from trying to power it up. So I thought I would have rechecked it, but maybe I didn't, who knows. So we're going to try it again and see if it goes bang. Woo! Right, so I've got everything pretty much finished up. Got initial on there, R2024, because it's the first TV of 2024 that I've repaired, technically. It is only just 2024 though, so. Y-sus is all done, got that thermal pad in place, and that screw there with a washer on it, stop anybody crying and crapping themselves, saying, oh, there's no washer, it's going to vibrate loose and blow up everything. It's fine either way without a washer, I'm pretty sure. It's solid, it's not going to vibrate loose. And that was not fun, because right below The metal here literally is the plasma panel, which is glass. So if you go too far with that screw or push too hard, especially on these D&E series and this, well, the D&E series, sorry, Samsung's, they are fragile panels. And I've actually had one of these smash on its own without me touching it. Right in front of me, it powered up. There was a right glow on the panel after repairing the Y-sus, and then the panel cracked. So imagine how and that was like a 63-inch if I remember. I've actually got a video on it actually. I think it's called Samsung Plasmas randomly cracking. And that's what happened, and I'm pretty sure that was a D or E series. It was a 63-inch. And yeah, literally repaired it, set it up for the customer, took it downstairs, turned it on, and it smashed itself. And obviously the customer there was fuming, I was fuming, I had to buy him a new TV. Anyway, that's these plasmas for you. They're not the best. But to be fair, my sister has a D series, and that's been running pretty much every day for like the last 10, 15, if not longer, years. And it's not had a single problem. So just the panel's very worn out. Some that's the thing though, some of them will last, some of them will die straight away. Just depends. So anyway, this is done, it's all cleaned out. We're gonna plug it in, give it a final test. It's always good to give these a test before you put the back cover back on, because I've had it before, you put it all back together, plug it in. So you need to give these a real good burn-in test, good few hours, a good 6 to 8 hours at least on like a white screen or a moving image of like RGB or something, because that will strain the panel the most. So sweet. So the TV's back together, and I just got the stand on and almost had a big accident there. Luckily, I realised before I did. This is the screw that, well, both the screws that we used to fixate the stand, the back of the stand. Yeah. So if I would have sold that to somebody and they or their kids did that, imagine me having to try to explain that to a customer if I didn't notice that. And I guess I just wanted to say, just remember, this is an example. They exist. These people exist, okay? They're out there. They're trusted to operate machinery, cars, things that we all use. They exist out there. Just remember that. They're pretending in broad daylight. They're liars, they're scammers, and they can't do a proper job. Just remember that. Oh, so the TV is up and running, as you can see. Let's go into the service menu here. So it's 15,000 hours. Panel's actually looking pretty sweet as well. Let's go to put on one there. White screen. No image burn. No lines. There is meant to be a white border around the edge. That's the actual. I have to go all the way to the start, aren't we? Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, just a pure white screen, as you can see. No flickering. Normally on the left side of the panels where it starts to go. No mild discharge, no nothing. This panel is sweet. Yeah, it was a nice little fix there. I'm going to keep it running. If it breaks down or anything, and within the hours that I'm testing it, I'll be sure to make a follow-up. But other than that, that's been a repair on a Samsung E450 plasma in 2024. Still worth repairing. Still pretty good looking TV. That image is nice. So sweet.